We've been seeing videos ever since ICE has started raiding people. We first started seeing the Latinos. They started telling us originally that, you know what? Hey, Black Americans, if you don't support us with ICE, you're next. You're going to be deported. And we're like, no, we're not. But you'll find out. And then they started to eventually find out, wait a minute, Black Americans can't be deported? Then Africans and Caribbeans and different people throughout the diaspora found this out. Then you had Arabs and all these other groups, Indians and everybody finding out Black Americans can't be deported. And a lot of them are utterly shocked. They're like, what? They can't be deported? And the reason they feel that way is because of one reason. Now, stay tuned, because I want you to make sure you hear exactly the reason. Now, they have this African brother that's going to tell you a lot of what they're saying and what is rooted in why they're saying about they're upset about us cannot be deported. Let's go ahead and check that out.
Some immigrants are furious, and it is a sign of jealousy that Black Americans cannot be deported anywhere. They're untouchable. They're untouchable. You have to understand, and you have to agree the truth. Man, Black Americans have done nothing to you. They welcomed you with both hands. They welcomed everyone. They fed everyone. They supported everyone. They supported every business. They supported every move. But then what they receive back, man, it's not something good. It's not really something good. Even if there is no love, even if there is no any, you don't feel that, just respect. Have respect to those people who receive you in the country. Because we know some other countries where you can just move to, man, and you can't make it. You can't even succeed. But immigrants come to the United States, they succeed. They get richer, they get money, they get everything. And then, they pay back to the host, to the people who received you. You say they are lazy, they don't know how to work. We shouldn't have behaved like that. At least you should have appreciated people who received you. You should have appreciated that simple action, just appreciation and respect. That's what the Black Americans need. Appreciation and respect. In every society, respect. You respect others, they respect you. But then after that, you wish them to be deported. Where? Because you, the immigrants, you have migrated from somewhere. That's the meaning of immigrants. You have migrated from somewhere here. Why do you want people who are born from there, they own ancestral lands there, and you want them to be deported? Man, that's nonsense. It seems that the good thing the Black Americans do to immigrants, it always backfires them. And then immigrants come to the United States, and then they always claim different parts of the United States as theirs. Some immigrants in the United States are furious that Black Americans cannot be deported. Man, I thought it was jokes. People have ignored the truth. Maybe they don't even know that, or they have ignored the reality. They still claim why Black Americans cannot be deported. They don't know the history. They don't want to read. They don't even care. For them, they want Black Americans to be deported no matter what. They found out that it is impossible. It's not possible to just deport Black Americans like the way they deport others. It started when the Latinos were questioning why Black Americans can't be deported. Mexicans, same. Africans, same. Saying that, we're the same with Black Americans. Why can't Black Americans be deported? They always in that delusion of thinking that Black Americans have same status as other immigrants, which is not the truth. Black Americans have supported everybody. Let's put respect on those people. People, they see that Black Americans, why are not getting deported? Why? What's behind that? They always point that you're going to be the next. You Black Americans, you're going to be the next. But then they found out Black Americans cannot be deported. People should have done their research. Because telling Black Americans that you're the next, man, it's like you're ignoring the reality. You're ignoring what's real. For you, you are using your emotions. Your emotions are controlling you, feeling that, man, if I'm being targeted to be deported, so the Black Americans have to be deported too, which is impossible. You forget that Black Americans have put a stone in the foundation of the country.
Now, that brother explained the situation, well, how a lot of the immigrants feel, that a lot of them are jealous and downright furious that Black Americans can't be deported. Now, let me get to you what it really is, what they really thought about America. See, they thought that the United States of America is a white man's country. I'm going to repeat it again. The immigrants thought in the United States it's a white man's country, and we're here as a immigrant because this is a white man's country. And what the immigrants are finding out, oh no, baby, it's the Black man's country too. The Black American man and woman and children's country too. And that we can't be deported because we are the foundation of this country. We built this country. So when we say we built the country, well, you are the foundation of this country. That's why some people are saying foundational Black Americans, right? Because we are the foundation of the country. What are you upset about? If you should be upset about anything, you should be upset that there was conditions in your homeland that you had to leave your homeland and come over here. You should be upset about that. You should be upset that your leaders got the place screwed up. You should be upset that you got to keep sending money back to your homeland every single month because people can't make it in the homeland. And they depend on you sending remittance back to your homeland every single month. It's one thing for you to send it back because you're trying to build a house or you stacking up bread for your retirement. So you say, hey, I'm going to work in America for so long. Then, hey, I got my paper over there. It's going to triple. So I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I can understand if you're doing that for yourself, but a lot of you paying school fees for your people. Some of you still taking care of your mammy and your pappy over there, right? Because they couldn't take care of themselves, and now they depended on you being here in the United States, right? Our parents don't sit up here and demand we pay any kind of school fee for any of our sisters or brothers. Our parents don't demand anything. They really don't. But your people demand that you got to pay for cousins, you got to pay for all these different people. But you're seeing that you are getting deported, and you wanted the same fate to happen to Black Americans. See, what a lot of it is that you having to deal with the consequences of your actions. Now, what is the consequences of your actions? See, Black Americans, when all of y'all came here, Latinos, Africans, Caribbeans, Arabs, anybody, Asians, anybody who has some sort of melanin to them, Black Americans understood your condition. We knew you had been treated wrong in your homeland by these folks. We understand what discrimination was going to meet you to coming over here. And that's why Black America has always been so welcoming of everybody, because we like, hey, man, they're going to be racist toward them too. So, hey, man, we cool. We can be cool with them. And you didn't want it. What you wanted was a proximity to the same people that got your homeland screwed up. You want a proximity to the people that steal your resources. You want a proximity to the people that keep your leaders corrupt. You want a proximity to the people that make sure you don't advance in technology and innovation. They want your homeland to look like a place from the 1980s. And they do have places all over the world, and definitely some in the continent of Africa. They're like, man, am I in a time warp? Why is it looking like this? We in 2025. Why we look like we in 1982 over here? What is going on? That's done by design. That's done on purpose. And then they leave that time warp and come over here, and then they're like, oh my God, the white man is so great. He let me come over here to all of this. And then you're seeing now that he don't need the buffer groups no more. See, look, it's that same thing from last night by Myron Gaines. They don't need you buffer groups no more. It's not working. See, the buffer groups worked for a time. But now, with their numbers decreasing, they can't deal with you. They can't afford to deal with buffer groups no more. And with the delineation movement that has put it cut off anything they can use to try to infiltrate. You know, they'll use some of y'all bad acts for propaganda against Black America. They'll use some of you that want to have a close proximity to whiteness to come infiltrate and cause COINTELPRO things to happen with us. So, but now with the delineation movement, you can't do that no more. We're checking paperwork. You know, we checking everything. We checking it. And because we're checking it, people can't just come waltz in and do what they used to do. And the way these folks are looking at, well, shoot, if you can't come in and cause calamity with black Americans and they clocking you every time they see you, saying, well, shoot, what we need you for at this point? Why are we paying you? We don't need you here. You can't really do nothing for us. And then what the white folks are realizing too, that y'all don't even like them like that. They realizing that now y'all is finessing them. And then every day you look up, y'all have stole millions upon millions of dollars in tax dollars. They looking at that too. And now because of that, you can't just you run the same play no more. You say, hey, well, if I get in trouble with white supremacy, hey, I'm black and I got black America to back me up. You don't have black America to back you up anymore. The time to get the ally was when the Pan-African door was open. That's the time to get the ally. Now that the Pan-African door is closed, now you at the door, banging on the door, hey, let me in. Hey, you know what I'm saying? That they are trying to attack me. Let me in. We brothers. What are you doing? Let me in. Let me in. And it's like, nah, bro, stop knocking. Go ahead, move around, man. Stay out. You're not coming in here. But we brothers. Man, we said to be brothers when you got here. You gave us the finger and your butt to kiss. And you said by your actions, it's better to go be with that white man. That's what you said by your actions. Some of the words out of your mouth was we were lazy, we were criminals, and some of the crimes you were committing, and then they were putting the blame on us. You become a doctor, a lawyer, it's big up to your country. You steal, it's put on my community. And now you can't do any of that no more. So whatever acts you do, good or bad, is on you. That's what it is now. And because we're not letting you in the door, you out there screaming, you hate us. No, it's nothing to do with hate. I don't know no black people that hate anybody. But the thing is, you can't have one-sided relationships, and the door can't stay open forever. The door had to close. Now there's some brothers and sisters that's inside with us that want to unify, and we ain't got no problem with them. And they are brothers and sisters that's from the diaspora, that's already in there, and they're proving themselves as somebody who want to work with black America. They also maybe a couple of Latinos here and there, individuals that's in the door. But the collective of other groups, no. The time to unify, the time to have a black and brown alliance was when we was literally our leaders were begging for it, not asking, begging. I know since the 1980s, they was talking about black and brown, black and brown, black and brown. LULAC did not want nothing to do with black. I bet you LULAC wish they had that black-brown coalition now. See, you thought your proximity to whiteness was going to save you in the end. When the people who got the PhD in white supremacy told your silly behinds, that's not going to work. You know why? Because our people tried it first. It didn't work for us. So we could tell you bootlicking with them, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to work because they don't honor anything or anybody. You will sell yourself out. You'll be selling, not only selling out the community, you're selling out your soul, and you're not going to be able to come back to the community. Listen, there's been too many people in our own history who've done it, and it's not worth it in the end. Look, that's why most black Americans aren't sellouts, because you don't get paid enough for it. They may give you a couple of coins, but in the end, they're going to betray you. And then when they betray you, you're not going to have a community to come back to. So it's not worth it. And let's call it what it is to some of the Latinos. A lot of them ICE officers are Latino. So that's a lot of y'all problem. You got a lot of people in your community that's selling you out. I think y'all need to deal with the Latinos first that's selling you out. You don't see a bunch of black men and women in ICE. You may see one or two here and there, but I'm seeing way more Latinos in ICE. Why are they selling out their own people? That's the question that the Latinos should be having right now. They say, look, you should be like, hey, all Latinos need to be supporting our issues. Not sitting up here thinking you one of them. And them same Latinos that's up there on ICE, they'll deport them too. They dirty like that. We helped them fight in the Revolutionary War. We got the Britain off their back. And what did they do to us after we helped them get freedom? They put our people right back into slavery. So you sitting up here helping Latinos, ICE round up your own people, they'll deport you too. We've been there and done that, but y'all learned the hard way. That's why we closed our door and said, hey, man, we in the house. You know, stop knocking on our door, bro. Stop ringing our doorbell. Stop. No, we are good. I promise you we good. Y'all do you. The cookout's closed. The cookout is really closed. I got to put together some AI content on that about the cookout being closed. Because nobody ain't gonna be coming in here. We are good. We enjoying ourselves. We are not letting nobody in at this dispensation of time. So you being upset that we can't be deported, that's a you problem, not a us problem. Get over it. You should have read the history of America. You want us to suffer because you suffering? That's actually downright evil, don't you think? You want us to suffer because you're suffering. Think about that. You. And like I said, you chose to come here. My ancestors didn't choose to come here. They went through hard. Some of them didn't even make it here. And the ones that survived the Middle Passage were some strong people. You chose to come over here on a plane, a boat, walk across borders. That's a choice of yours. So if they rounding you up to send you back home, you got a homeland to go back to, bruh. That's just what it is. You can't stay gone away from home forever. You're going to have to go back home. And some of you here all these years, you didn't take care of your paperwork? You didn't think a day was going to come where they going to start checking paperwork? You were sitting up here in this country 20, 30 years and your paperwork wasn't right? You never thought a day? That's kind of like you was committing crimes, some major crimes, and you think you got away with it. Then 20 years later, the cops show up at your front door and talk about, yeah, we want to arrest you for a crime that you did 20 years ago. You know, still they got certain crimes that don't have a statute of limitations. Like, you know, if you unalive somebody, it doesn't have a statute of limitations, right? I'm not saying it's likened to that, but I'm just giving you like an American. If you got away with something like that and they finally catch you and figure it out, would you thought you was gonna get away with it? So what I mean by that is your paperwork been dirty for years, decades. You thought eventually they wasn't gonna catch you or catch up with you? I mean, who are you blaming here for some of this? Who are you blaming? And if you really had a black-brown alliance or black and the diaspora alliance, we would have told y'all, hey man, get your paperwork right, because you don't trust them white folk. Don't trust them. They're gonna get you out of here. Get your paperwork right. Hey, whatever it costs, go work overtime, get your lawyer, whatever, get your paperwork while it's good. Don't let these other people get in here and they're gonna mess with y'all. Get your paperwork right. We know this is black people. We would have told you that. Get your paperwork right. Because we already know to get down with them. But because you believe that little fluffing up your ego, you work harder than those black people. Just lying to you. Just lying. Ain't nobody work harder than black folks. Trust me. Black people work hard. How can we have such a high buying power and we up here buying, the latest cars, clothes and everything, but we lazy? Lazy people are broke and poor. My people aren't broke and my people aren't poor. Trust me, they're not. And even the so-called poor among us still figure out a way to try to look fly. You believe that white supremacist rhetoric if you want to, and you was repeating that. The Somalis, you was repeating that mess too. Now you trying to come in the door. Hey, we brothers. Hey, let's we brothers. Why didn't you we get on that spirit of brotherhood long time ago? What you mean? You say I ain't black, I'm Somali. You said that. And it's not about being called black. That's not the issue. The issue is you didn't want to unify when you got here. You wanted to play that tribalism. Well, you deal with tribalism's issue, and that's the issue in your homeland. Is that y'all all so tribal that when you are attacked, that's why the country stays in shambles, because nobody know how to come together underneath at least some nationalism. Not tribalism, nationalism. Nationalism will get more things done than tribalism if you want to be a part of any isms. Everybody underneath the same flag, and we work together on one accord to make sure our country is the best place to be for our people. That's nationalism. We ain't talking about white supremacy. We talking about actual real nationalism. I love my country. I want to do the best in my country. I want to work hard, provide, make sure our kids are good, the women good, the men, the elderly good. Everybody's good. Y'all need to have a nationalism movement in the African continent, in the Caribbean. Nationalism. Not tribal, nationalism. But the door is closed. The door is closed. And because that door is closed, there's nothing we can really do about it at this time. So you got to knuckle up with white supremacy, and you're going to have to go through some hard lessons about white supremacy. And then maybe whenever God gives us a message to at least open the door and look out and maybe address you, that may happen. But until we get the answer from the Spirit of God, it ain't happening. Right now, we chilling. We doing our own thing. So wishing that we could be deported or being furious